Hey, good day, it's Alaska RC Addict here. It's been a long time since I made a video here, but we got a new toy this morning that got the first one that came out of the shop today, and happy to see it. Let's step back a little bit and some of the different rigs I've done with this box style. The Broncos, the earlier Broncos, probably one of the more iconic vehicles, sits right there with their good old Jeeps and some of the stuff we did. First body I got happened to be a old J Concepts body. It was really fun to paint when I was first learning to paint these, and ran it for a little bit on some different SCX vehicles, and never quite fit right though. The wheel wells are a little different size, and I like the smaller tire. Then I managed to acquire me a nice Proline body that was made for the SCX10 ones. This is a deadbolt body. It was really great, fits really well, and it's a very capable vehicle like this. Really fun build to do. Set it up. Got to brush this in this one to give it a little bit more juice just for the fun of it, and winch and all that fun stuff. Great trail rig. Not the strongest crawler with these small tires, but it's a lot of fun to run. Well, today Axial has finally released, available for us to buy, the new SCX10 Bronco. So she's just been pulled out of the box. Got her sitting here. Haven't even pulled the tape off her yet. Let's take a quick peek here at the rig and some of the things that my first impressions that I like and don't like on it. The one thing that I've noticed that I was a little bummed about, this has a Firma 4-channel receiver in it with the mixed ESC and receiver. But what they did is they built a vehicle that has the 2-speed transmission in it without the servo, has the dig in it with a servo, but it's also made for putting a servo winch on too. Well, obviously we need 5 channels right there. So when we're doing that, we're obviously going to have to pull out the ESC, replace that, put a new receiver in there, and go from that point. But overall, that's just a minor thing to do, because I'm going to go ahead and get hold of Mr. Holmes and push with the new motor system anyway, that I prefer. So she's already wired in with her front and rear marker lights, headlights, tail lights. Already set in there. Has nice inner wheel wells in this rig, so it looks good. It has a good stance on it. Nice licensed Wild Peak tires to look really good. Look what this vehicle should come with. A couple oddities. The motor block, the motor cover, looks to me more like a Dodge motor cover on an old Ford. I could see it with a Chevy motor on an old Chevy motor in there because, well, we did a lot of those like that. But generally not a new fuel injected Dodge motor. That's kind of a little bit different. Simple, the IC3 connector on there. The thing that gets a little confusing, the 4th channel on this receiver happens to have a capacitor plugged in that says do not remove. Still trying to figure out why they're saying not to remove it, because if we remove it, it'll at least allow us to put a micro servo in here and use our 2-speed on here. And why they'd have a capacitor on a channel, I'm not really sure why we'd be charging and holding a charge instead of a discharge on that channel. Then of course on the front here we have our 2 points to mount the servo winch into this system. You can pull off this license plate. It's already got the lead hole cut and cut in the bumper to run your winch cable through. So that's where we're going to need that 5-channel receiver to run everything, plus we'll put a lead on there on the battery side to charge the lights and run the lights. Comes set up already with the large battery pack and the short stubby pack holders in there, so that's kind of nice. Don't have to swap them around depending upon which one you want to run. Servo motor nice up front, giving that up front weight to kind of counter that weight of that battery in the back. So we'll see how that's going to run out there on the trails, on the hills. The Falcon tires are pretty squishy. They don't feel like they're too stiff. Feel like they got nice foam inside them, with a beadlock tire on there, plastic beadlock. So has that good custom look for a old Bronco to run with. Now, that body has got a good amount of detail on her. When you look inside, you actually can tell we've got that old style stereo in there. We've got our old high-low and our four-wheel drive shifters on top of the standard transmission shift. So it looks good. It still has that old analog gauge in there, which looks really good. The nice doors with a small pin to pop open and close the doors. Gives you guys a nice look. Something that they did. They had pulled some of those doors off and put the cage doors on them back when the Bronco was released, and they were running them quite a bit. Nice spare tire in the back, spare tire mount. Not sure if Axial is going to do a release of a cover for this, kind of a hard cover. If they do, they're going to have to adjust the way this tire sits, because the tire does sit out the bed a little bit, as well as the back part of the roll bar system. You can see it with a Targa top or a bikini top on there Okay, so we're out here in McHugh Creek here, just outside of Anchorage, Alaska. You can enjoy the view here a little bit. We've brought the 10.3 out and a cross RC Demon that I just did up. I need to tuck some wires in there. This area we're going to play on here is going to be this rock pile here. It's going to go up on the side here, and it goes up where we got a nice overlook of Turnagain Arm there. You can take a look here. You can see the pretty sharp rock face. Got a little trail up on the side. Most of our crawling that we do here, we go up here and go up onto the top. So once we get the rigs over here and start going up, we'll do some video of what the crawls look like here. The view from the top of the rock cliff there over at McHugh Creek, looking out over the Turnagain Arm. Two rigs coming up as we came up the rock path. Now we're going to start our descent back down over and in towards the woods. Okay, so quick first impressions here. It's a nice little rig. It climbs pretty well. Tires are, you know, a scale tire, almost more of a trail tire than a heavy climbing tire, but it doesn't have high axles or something, so it's not gonna give that nice soft thing. It does have just regular foam in there. The dig is the first rig I've had with dig, so it's a little different for me. It seems to get stuck almost a little bit, but could just be the drive being on there and a little bit of pressure. Corrected, this is a 5.0 engine cover. It does still look a lot like a Dodge engine cover to me, but hey, it is what it is. And still, 5.0 didn't exist in this old guy. It would have had a 289 or a old school 302, a naturally aspirated motor. The radio, I really like the radio. Very comfortable. It's nice with the side drive on it. One thing I noticed, first thing I had to do was turn down the steering rate a little bit. It seemed to have could hear a little bit of a bind when you started getting to the outer limits on the turning, so I turned that down. Going through here, looking in the accessory parts, it does have a nice receiver box, so you can change out that receiver to get those additional 5 channels in there and get all that stuff on there. So overall, for a vehicle, especially if it's a first vehicle, yeah, it's gonna be a little spendy, but it's a great vehicle. It's got pretty much everything you're gonna need right there to run with, have a lot of fun. Now on the side of the rest of us who love to tinker with things, and we know we're not gonna leave anything around, so things coming up for it. We do have a 5-channel Spectrum receiver. I'll put it on my DX5 Pro. Plug so we can put on a IC5. I don't have any IC3 batteries. Did grab a servo for the 2-speed. We'll get that put in there here before too long. Thing for some lights. Let's see what else we grab. Gonna go get with a Reefs 422 for the winch servo, since we got the equipment to do that now. And good old Holmes Hobbies here, one of my favorite companies for our crawler motors. We're gonna go ahead and put a Puller Pro in here, a 2700 with a Mombex controller, and see how everything's running. So once she's all put together, I'll probably do another video, go take it out for a run, and we can see how much the difference is in it and how she likes. I'll get this video closed up. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you everybody for watching. I really want to throw some thanks out here. Auto Tats, they do a lot of stickers and stuff for all of the group up here in Alaska, our Crawl AK stickers. He does a lot of good work. He does a lot of pre-done garages for folks. If you check with some of your different local hobby shops, they can, and tell them they'd like to get the RC garage kits that he does up. It's Auto Tats in Alaska. You can get those. Big thanks to Holmes Hobby. Like I said, one of my favorite motors that we're running for the crawlers. Gotta send out some appreciation for him. And most of all, really want to thank Anchorage Hobbies. They've been open almost 60 years here. It's a great shop. Use them all the time. Get some personalized service. So remember, folks, this is my opinion, of course. Support that local shop. Support that small business. Shop local. Get that great service, and keep these guys in business. Checking out. See you guys next time.